The Juan Soto sweepstakes are heating up across the MLB offseason, and the Philadelphia Phillies may be a bit more in the mix than many of us have given credit to this point. We're going to break down the latest reports from a variety of MLB sources on why the Phillies are not out of this race just yet and have found themselves to a seat at the table. So, Luke Arcaini, I'm going to throw the keys over to you right away here. Give me your level of excitement. It seems like things are trending in the positive direction here. I'm going to start off by pulling up your exact tweet here on who exactly is being mentioned here. But there are 5 teams, the big 5 teams kind of connected to Soto. Luke, take the floor.
Yeah, this was big. Obviously, you never know how true these sort of articles are, but it seems like from Jim Bowden, he says the Phillies are included in quote unquote the big 5 of teams with a legitimate chance to sign Soto. The Mets, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Phillies, and the Red Sox. That is big. All 4 of those teams have already met except the Phillies. So maybe the Phillies having this sort of last meeting type of thing could help them. But I think this is really good news. This proves once again that the Phillies are still in the mix, and I think they're really going to be in the mix really until he signs. And it seems like right now that everyone that's sort of talked about, when he's signing, it seems like it's going to be either during or before the winter meetings. So that means this could happen in the next few weeks.
Yeah, no, 100% there. And I'm surprised to hear this come out, to be honest, for them to be mentioned across the big names. Couple other reports that I did want to dive into here. I'm going to start off with this from John Heyman talking about Juan Soto and the Phillies specifically. And he says, quote, "I think he likes the organization. He likes the team. They do spend. They do want to win. So I think they're happy to do a meeting, happy to consider it," which is fairly encouraging there. I will add a couple more here. I did want to pull up this specifically in regards to the Yankees, which was kind of a surprising report to me here. And it says, quote, "The Yankees already know that they can't match the best offer or bid by either the Dodgers or the Mets here. So they know that this is the last." And sorry, the font a little bit small for me reading this one here. But the point being that the Yankees already believe they are priced out of the Mets by the big dogs here. So I was kind of surprised to read this being from the Dan Le Batard show on Shout Out to DraftKings Network, one of my employers there. So shout out to them there. But your thoughts on this, kind of the Yankees being out of the mix in here, and any more encouraging thoughts, Luke?
Yeah, no. I think I don't necessarily know if that eliminates a team, but I'll tell you what, it seems like the Phillies have a better chance right now than the Yankees do,
Which is
which
crazy.
kind of puts us up on the going towards the middle to the maybe at top of the totem pole here. This is good. They're not out of this yet. Like that's my thing. That's all I keep saying. I said the later. I think all along. I think the later that they can stay in this, the better. Like if it comes out and they have a meeting and it says it goes well and the Phillies made an offer, I think that's the best possible scenario. As long as they don't like get in and just get immediately priced out, I seriously think they have a way better chance than a lot of people think. I say once again, I think the connection is there. Harper, Schwarber, Turner, Kevin Long. I think the city is there, right? Like this is a city, this is an owner that has wanted to throw money, has continuously just thrown money out in free agency, specifically in the offseason. His all these big moves from Dombrowski have really been stars in the offseason. So I don't know, man. Like I just continue to believe that they have a pretty good shot at this right now.
Yeah, and I appreciate that you have not given up on hope in this from start to finish, Luke. So deserve your props there. To add a little bit more, I know I pulled up in the last Soto update that we did break down about all the Instagram followers. I did want to add to this a little bit more. Shout out to Philly Nation saying that Juan Soto follows 10 Dominican players in the Phillies system on Instagram, and that's not including the multiple trainers and assistants that are employed by the Phillies at the Florida and Dominican facilities. Some of these current Phillies employees were once with the Nationals, by the way, when he was coming up through their system, and when they were a part of their major league staff when they won in 2021. I believe it was 2019 here. I think that was mistaken here.
2019.
Also wanted to add this exact here, a little bit more of a less optimistic outlook, this being from John Heyman saying 5.5 finalists, and they're the half. The Phillies are intending to meet with him, but as of this morning, there hasn't been a meeting set up yet. So what I have to say to this is I think if there was, concern over the price point, I don't see the point of getting in the room. That maybe if you want to view it super optimistically and because of the connections, because of the desire, you think you can talk him down to a point if that's their thought process. But I personally have kind of a more of the belief that if the Phillies were not willing to cough up at least in the range of that money, there's no point in taking the meeting here. We know what caliber of baseball player he is. Once again, coming off a 41 home run, 109 RBI season, looking like one of the best players in the entire league, very much on that short list there. I think they mean business if they're getting in that meeting. Do you agree, Luke?
I do too. Like, and that's my thing. I completely agree with what you said. Is like, I don't think they just take these meetings just to do it. And I get it. It's Juan Soto. It's a different story. But like, they know that this price is going to be crazy.
Right.
Like, they know this is going to be a hefty price. If they knew right now that they weren't able to spend this type of money, they're not going to waste their time. That they're going to go on. They're going to figure out their offseason. Like this is why. Like I just think they have a better chance than people think. Like they have the money. Money in baseball is fake. It happened last year with the Dodgers. They paid $700 million to Shohei. They backloaded it. And they made more money than they ever thought they would in the first season of Shohei. And now they probably have enough money to go get Soto if they really want to. Like, stars make you money. Like, Juan Soto will make this team money. Juan Soto will make this team the money back that they're going to give him. Like, that's what they have to think about. It's like, it's been in my mind the whole time. Like, I just think they still have a really good chance.
So I know Shohei Ohtani's the obvious other example of kind of this like full, seeing yourself on the market, going to the highest bidder and kind of talking to yourself. I guess a little bit different because Shohei, it felt like wanted to stay West Coast and there were kind of clear objections here. It feels like we have not heard a ton from Soto directly outside of sort of the agent speak here. I can't quite figure out what makes this guy tick because in general, when you're looking at the big ticket free agents, you typically can find it. There are certainly the money motivated guys. There are certainly the guys that care about winning, care about what organization they're going to. I haven't really figured out where I land on sort of the definitive outlook for Juan Soto. He's mentioned kind of the money for sure. That's very clearly a factor as it is for everyone. But what is it about, or what is like the motivating factor to Juan Soto, you think, in your eyes, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, I think he wants to get paid. I think he wants to win. But I think the Dominican culture is big for him than it is compared to a lot of free agents. I think he wants to be around Dominican players and sort of start to build that. Like I think the Phillies, and as we've seen here, the Phillies have this in their system. They have this on their team already.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I'm saying, like, teams like this, like, we have advantages like this. I think everybody is just so set on, oh, he's just gonna stay in New York and he's gonna go to the Mets and Steve Cohen gets every free agent. It's not true. We've already talked about this. It's not true. He signed 2 old Max Scherzer and Justin Verlanders. He got Francisco Lindor when he wasn't really even in his prime yet. That's it. Like, he doesn't have some history of bringing in some ginormous free agents. Like, the Phillies have a good chance. They have the players, they have the money, they have the culture, they have the city, they have everything. It just comes down to if Juan Soto wants to play in Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, I sure hope he does. I do sure hope that is the
Me
answer.
too. Really bad.
My last question on the Soto stuff, and I know I've kind of dressed this conversation up with you in a couple of different ways here, but is that the guy? Is that the missing piece on a World Series team? You think Juan Soto comes here and they are immediately the favorites in the National League?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
They are.
I love to see it.
I mean, the Phillies' issues last year was not getting on base in the playoffs, struggling with on base percentage in the playoffs, and chase rate. Juan Soto doesn't chase. Juan Soto is 9th I believe it's 18th, I think, all time in on base percentage.
Wow.
He walks at a historic clip. Pull that graphic up again. Look at these walks. If walks is up there, walks isn't up there. Juan Soto walks at a historic clip. Yeah, he does. There it is. 129 walks in one season. Like, all this guy does is get on base. It is fascinating stuff. And like, he is exactly what the Phillies need.
All right. Well, I love to hear that. John Middleton, I hope you're listening as well. Open up those bank accounts, get that tobacco money out of here and into Juan Soto's pocket, baby. So we'll see how things shape out from here. We will continue breaking things down every step of the way. but they got a seat at the table. That's all you can ask for to this point. The Phillies are being mentioned in the Big Five teams. You can't help but feel pretty good about that at this point in time. So we'll see how things shake out, but sacrifice for Soto continues. Juan Soto, come to Philadelphia, baby. So I appreciate each one of you guys tuning into this video. Make sure you're smashing that subscribe button if you have not already. Drop a like on this video, and hopefully we're going to have some real pen to paper type decisions to break down or breaking news with this team in the near future. Once again, appreciate you guys, and talk to you next time. Peace.